I pulled over. I just left Walmart. I'm a little emotional right now. Sorry. Hi, vegan family. So I'm kind of doing this video a little spur of the moment here, and I'm out in my neighborhood over by where I come sometimes to check to see if my cow buddies are hanging out, and they're over there, way over there. They're sometimes up by the fence, but they're not up here right now. But the reason that I'm doing this video right now, I pulled over. I just left Walmart. I'm a little emotional right now. Sorry. I just came from Walmart, and God, I want to keep it together because I really want to do this because this is really important. One of the things that we all go through, and I know it's really important that we talk about it because it's something that we do all go through, and it's really hard for all of us to go through, and we do all need to support each other when we go through it, because if we don't have a support system to get through it, it can be difficult to go through on your own. I was able to call my husband when I was in the store because I did have a panic attack, and it was something, it came over me, and it was one of those things that you don't really realize that it really does happen to us. And it's also one of those things where non-vegan is like, really, and it's like, yeah, really, because these are lives, these are beings, these are individuals that right out there you can see those individuals that have babies out there that they're taking care of and that they're communicating with right now. Hi, vegan family. So the second part of this video is the triumph part, and cutting right into cutting off the sadness. I was I was very flustered. There's like 5 more minutes of that video of me just kind of stumbling on my words and saying a lot more ums and ahs and messing up and not really, knowing what to say, because I was really, really taken back of my feelings that I was going through, to be in that store and, to be going through all of that at once. It was unlike any other experience that I've experienced before. I mean, when I first became vegan, which, let's see, today is the 21st of August, so the beginning of September will be 3 months for me. So I'm kind of, I'm almost fully into my, second month, going into my 3rd month of being vegan. I've experienced, going into restaurants and into grocery stores and feeling those feelings, but I was in Walmart by myself yesterday, and the overwhelming feeling that I had of being around all of that energy in there, it took me over in a way that I'll never be able to forget. And walking around those people that just kind of were just walking around, like, with their carts full of you can't even use the words anymore: eggs, chicken periods, and meat, cow flesh, and so on and so forth. It's just these things that now, that's not food anymore. Those are your friends. And I'm going to start crying again, and I don't want to cry anymore because it was a very, very, very emotional experience for me. Like I said, I had a panic attack. I got really, really scared, and I don't want to go through that anymore. And that's why us being out there together and doing these things together and getting active and being the change. You know, we have to get the change, man. We have to get the change done because, you know, we don't want to be out there in these places anymore. We don't want to have to see, you know, our friends in these predicaments anymore. And, you know, it's really, really important that we get that point across to people. And the only way that we're going to get that point across is to get out there and explain it. And get out there and explain it compassionately. And get out there and explain it positively. And, you know, I'm here to do that with you. So, I want to get more videos out there. I know that I've been absent for a little bit, but that's because I've been out there trying to figure out how to balance. And that was going to be my first video back, but unfortunately, trying to figure out how to balance. And that was going to be my first video back, but unfortunately, I don't know how to do that yet. So that's also what I've been talking about in therapy with my therapist is balance. But haven't figured that out yet. Here's a piece of paper of all the things I don't know how to balance. But look at my cool YouTube studio that I've created. I took all of our signs from our protests but look at my cool YouTube studio that I've created. I took all of our signs from our protests that we've been doing, or not protests, but our marches that we've been doing, and made a cool little area for me to sit and do my videos behind. So I did that yesterday. But the triumph part of this video is that at the end of the day, and it was at the end of the day, after all of this sadness that I encountered in this horrific store, if you want to call it a store, my husband had outreach at work. He did outreach with people at work. He did dairy outreach. And I was on another planet of happiness when he told me that he did outreach. So that was our dinner. Around the table, we shared our outreach stories. And I had a story of outreach because I had we had an appointment for a man that came over, a magnificent man, came in to do he came in to check out our fence to do a estimate for that for us, and we had a wonderful conversation, and I did some outreach with Andy and gave him a card, and we talked a lot, and that was a really great conversation that I had with him. And then Jared had his story about outreach, and then Riley had some outreach at lunch yesterday with a girl at lunch, talking about the foods that he can't eat, and he was explaining to the girl at school why he couldn't eat those things. So 3 out of 3, we all had outreach yesterday. So vegan struggles, vegan triumphs. So I leave you with that, my vegan family. So until next time, we will talk about balance in the YouTube studio. I love you all. Bye.